Hey, fourth graders, welcome back to math. Today is actually our last math lesson for the entire year. Congratulations, you guys have made it all the way through. You guys deserve a huge high five. Pat on the back, nice job. Today we're going to be talking about line symmetry. Now I have this piece of paper here. If I were to try to fold this piece of paper like this, you'll notice if I fold it right up the middle, I fold it and I get two equal halves. Now my sides line up perfectly. And if I open it back up again after I get a nice fold here, if I open it back up again, you'll see this nice line that I made from the fold here. Now this is what I would call a line of symmetry. It is a line of symmetry because when I folded my shape, it created two equal halves. Both sides of the paper here, on both sides of my fold, they are equal length. Now I know that because when I folded it, I don't have any overlapping parts. You can see that I folded it pretty well right up to the corners there. I don't have any overlapping parts. I have two equal parts. This fold right here is going to be called our line of symmetry. And again, a line of symmetry is just simply where we kind of can split a shape in half evenly and perfectly with no overlaps. Now, as you can see, I've already done it. I've already folded it again down this way because we have another line of symmetry on our rectangle here. Again, if I folded it hot dog style this time, I get two equal halves lined up perfectly. And if I open it back up again, this fold going across this way is our line of symmetry. So right now we have two lines of symmetry for our rectangle. One is this way, one is this way. And again, they're lines of symmetry because when I fold it, right on that line, when I fold the shape, I get two equal halves. Right? If I open it back up, then I get my whole shape. What if I tried to maybe, I don't know, fold it right from the corners here? I don't know how this is going to work. I'm trying my best. My goal is to try to get two equal halves. If I line up my corners, let's see here. Well, you can see I have my corners are lined up right here, but I don't have two equal halves. Right? I have an overlapping part here, and you can tell I have a piece of paper that didn't quite make it to this line here. So I would not count this diagonal line here as a line of symmetry. Right? My only two lines of symmetry for my rectangle here are this fold and this fold. All right, let's get the piece of paper out of the way there, and let's look at some shapes on my whiteboard here. My red dotted line here is acting as my line of symmetry, or like that fold that I had on my piece of paper there just a couple seconds ago. Now the reason why I know that my red dotted line here is in the right spot is because I know that if I flip one side here and I flip it over to the other side, right on the fold of this red dotted line, they're going to both match up perfectly, right? I go two to the right here, up top. I go two to the left. I go one down on this side, and I go one down on that side. Then on both, we take a diagonal slant in, and then for both lines, we go two spots down, and then both have one spot in, and they meet together down here. So I know that both sides are going to be equal. If I fold them together, they're going to line up perfectly, just like my rectangle paper did for the first two attempts that I had there. And again, this red dotted line here is my line of symmetry. Now if we look at this shape here, this shape actually has four lines of symmetry. You'll notice one going up and down here. You'll notice one going diagonal toward the right. You'll notice one going diagonal down toward the left, and you'll notice one going across this way. If I were to fold this shape in any one of these directions, both halves should line up perfectly. So for example, if I look at this dotted line here, if I were to fold the top over the bottom, everything should line up perfectly. And if I were to look at my top to bottom line here, if I were to fold one side and flip it over to the other, fold it right on this red dotted line here, everything should line up perfectly. All right, and same thing with my diagonals as well. So again, I had one line of symmetry here. I have four lines of symmetry here. different shapes can have different numbers of lines of symmetry. Some shapes might have 0 lines of symmetry. Others could have 1 line of symmetry, 2, 3, or like 4 we had for this shape here. All right, if there's one thing you know about Mr. Rush, it's you know that Mr. Rush is not a very good drawer, but that doesn't mean that I'm not afraid to try and draw. Okay, what I'm going to have you guys do is I'm actually going to have you guys do some drawing as well. On your math assignment, you'll see some shapes similar to this. You'll actually see half of a shape. Then you'll see the line of symmetry here. And your job is going to be to trace the other half of the shape. Now I'm going to do my best to draw the other half of the shape here, and I'll show you guys how to do that. Okay, so I got my marker here. I'm going to start down here at the bottom. I noticed that I have going toward this side here, I have 1 line that goes over, so I'm going to match it on the other side. Think of it like a mirror. Anything that you see on one side, do it on the other side. I see 1 line goes up here, so I'm going to draw a line up like this. And I notice that I have a line go out, so I'm going to have a line go out. A line goes up, and the line comes right back in. And then here I have a line that goes up. And last but certainly not least, I have a diagonal. Hey, how'd I do? I think I did pretty good. Again, think of it like a mirror. Anything that you see on one side, it needs to be done on the other side. Well, 4th graders, that wraps up this lesson, and this will be the last time that you probably see me on a YouTube video. So I think it's only fitting that I remind you guys one last time, hey, thank you guys for watching, and please, wash your hands.